So today I wanted to talk about decision paralysis. Okay, what's happening here? No, stay on Facebook. Okay. Sorry. Right, yeah. Decision paralysis. How do you deal with decision paralysis when faced with critical or important situation without pissing into the wind? So that to make sure that you make the right decision. How can you be sure that you make the right decision and not the bad one? Usually we would go about doing this by prioritizing the situation. So we might prioritize over what's important, what's more important than over what's less important, or what's critical over what's beneficial, right? But in a lot of situations that's not very evident. Sometimes you don't know what the outcome of the situation would be. There are uncertainties involved, or there are multiple choices. So there's a lot of choice, and you have to think about which one do you choose, and out of all this choice that you've been given, because they all look so attractive. For example, if you were looking to buy a house before Brexit, but you knew that the Brexit was coming up, but you didn't know what the result was going to be and how it will affect the housing market. So there's uncertainties involved. You don't know what's going to happen. So you're thinking, okay, should I buy now, or should I buy later? Will it make a difference if Brexit happens? And will the prices go up and down? Either way, will I make the same decision? And if it's not, then how do you decide on in such situations when there's so much uncertainties involved that you can't make a decision, because you want to make sure that you make the right decision, right? Making the wrong decision and finding out later in time will only make things more difficult and complicated. And the one thing that researchers and psychologists suggest that helps decision making in such situations when you're faced with uncertainty or complexity or multiple choices is that to remember what the objective is. So whatever situation you might be in, you have to, whether it's a life decision or it's a business decision, that you have to think about what the core objective is. So if it doesn't matches, if what you're faced with doesn't help your objective, then you know what your decision should be, that you should be going against it. But if you think that it is in line with your core objective, that it will help you achieve your core objective, or that it will not create any hindrance towards reaching your objective, then you know that it is okay to be in favor of that decision. And that's how a lot of big organizations with complex structures and hundreds of employees, that's how they help make their employees make decisions, by providing them with that core objective of the organization, so that when they are faced with that indecision, that they do not have to be going through so many people to actually be able to make that decision. They should be able to make it on their own if they know exactly what the objective of the company is, and if making that decision will help it or paralyze it. So for example, the Southwest Airlines in the USA. Yes, I know, it's okay. You can be in the camera. That's my eldest. Yes, I've taken over the boys' room for this Facebook Live. So the Southwest airline in the US, they are known as the low-cost airfare airline, equivalent to what's here in the UK, some jet. I don't know, can't remember the low-cost airlines in the US. Oh, in the UK, but basically. Their objective, the core objective of the Southwest airline is that they are the lowest airfare airline, and everybody, that message is sent down to everybody in the organization, so that they know every decision, every situation that they're faced with, in which they have to make a decision, that they need to remember what the core objective is. And if it helps the core objective, then they would know. If it helps or doesn't help, either way, they would be able to make the right decision. So what happened was that they were getting a few complaints or suggestions from the customers who fly with them, that what if you could provide, instead of providing nuts in that short flight, could you give chicken Caesar salad instead? And the staff who was faced with this dilemma, they were told that, okay, think about what the objective of the airline is. So the objective is, we are the lowest airfare airline. Okay, so if we replace the nuts with the chicken Caesar salad, does it help us remain the lowest fare airline? The answer was no. Right? That was it. They knew, okay, that we cannot replace the nuts with the chicken salad just to please some customers. So the goal was that we cannot, that they cannot move away from their objective just to please some, right? They have to please the majority of the people who fly with them by giving them the lowest airfares. And if it means not satisfying a few, that's okay, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to meet their core objective and for which they stand for. Anyway, so we in life are faced with similar situations. In business, we face these situations a lot of times, and in life as well, when it comes to raising children, what schools should we send them to? It's time to buy a bigger house and all these things. And if we are not clear about a core objective, then making the right decision might become a very difficult task. But knowing what the core objective is, it helps us avoid making bad choices by reminding ourselves of what's important. So yeah, that's the Facebook Live for today. Let me see if there are any comments or questions. Do leave them in the comment section below, and do give me some thumbs up and some hearts, people. Did I get this right? Yeah. When you watch this video, it goes a long way, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, people.